Hello friends, in previous videos we have studied the two methods of the speed control of three-phase induction motor, that is stator voltage control, and second is VF method, that is variable frequency control. So in this video we are going to study another method for the speed control of three-phase induction motor, that is rotor resistance control. So let us study this method. So basically we have seen the construction of three-phase induction motor. So depending upon which rotor is used for the construction, three-phase induction motor is of two types, that is squirrel cage or slip ring or wound motor. So this type of speed control is specifically used for the wound motor, which is also called as slip ring induction motor. So the speed of the slip ring induction motor can be controlled easily by connecting the external resistance in the rotor circuit through the slip rings. So this we have already seen in the construction of three-phase induction motor, which consists of wound rotor or the slip ring rotor. The rotor already has the slip rings, and at the end of the slip rings, the external resistances are connected. So by varying the resistance, it is very easy to control the speed of the induction motor. Let us see how. So this type of method is only applicable for the squirrel cage induction motor and not for the slip ring induction motor. Now we have already studied the torque slip curve for the various values of the rotor resistances. We have also seen there are various stages, or we can say the torque slip curve is divided into various types depending upon the speed, that is low slip region, medium slip region and high slip region. Also we have seen that the resistance plays a very important role in determining the position of the maximum torque. Now here figure shows the torque speed curve. So here we can see this is the torque speed curve. So y-axis represents the torque, whereas x-axis represents the speed. Here we can see that depending upon the value of resistance, the position of the maximum torque is changing. So if the value of resistance is high, the position is different. If the value of resistance is medium, we have the different position. If the value of resistance is low, the position of the maximum torque is different. So even though the maximum torque is completely independent of the rotor resistance, still the position of the maximum torque, or we can say the exact location of the maximum torque, completely depends on it. Also we have seen that the greater the value of resistance R2, the greater is the slip at which the maximum torque occurs. So here we can see when the value of resistance R2 is high, at that time speed is 0. So speed is 0, it means that the motor is at standstill condition. At that condition, slip is maximum, that is slip is equal to 1. So here we can say that at the highest value of the resistance, speed is 0, but the slip is maximum as well as torque is maximum. So depending upon the value of resistance, we get the exact location of the torque. Also it can be seen that as the rotor resistance goes on increasing, the speed of the motor goes on decreasing. See here, at this point, the value of resistance is low, speed is synchronous speed, that is the highest speed. Then the value of resistance has increased from low to medium, speed goes on decreasing. Then we have the highest value, speed is 0. So depending upon the rotor resistance, position of the maximum torque changes. Similarly, the speed also changes. So the pull-out torque of the motor decreases, but the maximum torque remains constant. See, the value of torque is constant. Only the position or the location at which the maximum torque will occur, that will change. So we can say that by controlling the rotor resistance, we can control the speed of the induction motor. But the speed can only be controlled below the lower speed. So in this method, the speed control can be obtained from the rated speed to the speed which is below the rated speed. Also, this method is very simple because the construction of the slip ring induction motor provides the arrangement for the connection of the external resistances. Also, it is possible to have a large starting torque, whereas the low starting current as well as the large pull-out torque at the value of very small slips. Obviously, as the resistances are connected, the starting current will be low. But there is also certain disadvantage associated with this method. As we are using the external rotor resistances, in order to control the speed of the motor. The efficiency is low because there will be additional losses in the resistors which are connected in the rotor circuit. Also, the efficiency will be reduced because the speed will be very low at the higher value of the slip. Also, this is the very low cost and high torque capability at the low speed. This method can mostly be used for the cranes as well as intermittent load applications. This method is most suitable for the pump or fan drives, also because the speed variation over the small range near the top speed is required. So we can say that by using the external rotor resistances, we can control the speed of the induction motor, but at the values which is lower than the rated speed, not above the rated speed. But it also has a disadvantage that there will be losses which are associated with the resistances as well as the efficiency will decrease. So in this way, we have studied the rotor resistance control method for the speed control of induction motor. This method is only applicable for the slip ring induction motor. Thank you.